Okay, number 1, we want to use our area formulas and find the area of each figure as described below. So we want to find the area of a rectangle. Remember, the area of a rectangle is just base times height, or length times width. It has a base of 15 and a height of 11. So we just calculate 15 times 11. So we get an area of 165 inches squared. Number 7, we're still trying to find the area of a square. So this time they give us the square with a diagonal of 6 times the square root of 2. So remember, if it's a square and you create a diagonal, it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle created within. So opposite the 90 is equal to n times the square root of 2. So if 6 times the square root of 2 equals n times the square root of 2, then n must be 6, which is opposite the two 45s. So each side of this square is a length of 6. 6 here and 6 here. So now to find the area of a square is the side squared, one of the side lengths squared. So the area is 6 squared, which is 36. And we're dealing with yards, so we're dealing with squared yards. Number 9, once again, we're finding the area, and this time they give us a what appears to be either a rhombus or a square, but we can actually assume it's a rhombus, and it'll make it a lot easier. Remember, the formula for a rhombus is 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So if we extend the diagonals here, this would also be 15, and this would also be 15. So we take 1/2 15 times 15, which gives us 112.5 units squared. Okay, number 13, we're given the size of a parallelogram, so I've just drawn a rough sketch of a parallelogram here. Have the lengths of 8 and 16, so I'll say this is 8, this is 16. And one of the angles of the parallelogram has a measure of 45, so I'm just going to pick the one that looks like 45 degrees. Find the area of the parallelogram. Well, in order to find the area of the parallelogram, remember, area of a parallelogram is just base times height. But the base and the height are perpendicular to each other, so I'm going to have to create a height here. And remember, the height is going to be perpendicular to the base. So if this is 45 and I've created a right angle, then this also must be 45. And we have the hypotenuse of a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So if we're solving for n, it's equal to 8 divided by the square root of 2, which is equal to our height, because remember, this side is equal to n. So now we can take the area of this parallelogram. Base and the height are perpendicular to each other. So the base is 16 and the height is going to be 8 over the square root of 2. So make sure that you've tried it in your calculator and you also get the same thing I do, which was 90.5